Hello and welcome to those endless mysteries. Today we'll be looking into three Dogman sightings from Canada. But before we get started, I would like to remind everybody that I will be uploading new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. And if you have the time after this video, jump on over to teesprings.com/stores/those endless mysteries where you can find t-shirts and help our channel grow. Also hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe and notification bell so you can keep up with all of our latest videos. So let's get on into it then. Now this first sighting report comes out of Ontario, Canada. There was no date on this sighting report. The witness states that she was driving home from work. She was on a 6-lane highway heading west into Hamilton when she says that she saw a dog cross the highway in front of her, with it coming from the trees, moving from the left side to the right side of the highway, saying that the whole area is full of trees, bushes, channels, and ravines. The ravines are full of water that flows from Lake Ontario. When the witness saw this dog or creature, it was approximately a half-kilometer ahead of her, which is about 3/8 of a mile, I'm guessing, which is a good distance away, with the witness saying that the most astonishing aspect of this dog was her being certain that it was a dog. But was it? Now 3/8 of a mile is out there. If this animal was a dog and not something else, I just think that there is a lot of animals in this area that it could have been other than a dog, with the witness saying that its length from its nose to tail covered the whole width of a lane on the highway. So I'm thinking at least 8 foot then, with this animal heading back into a small valley, with this valley being filled with heavy forestation and a ravine. The witness says next that she couldn't believe a dog could grow to that size. Now I once saw a Great Dane that big. I truly think that it had what is called gigantism. It could stand on its hind legs and almost touch the top of a 10-foot fence. So yeah, it was huge. But over my 54 years, I've only seen one that big. But if there's one, then I would think that there could be others out there. But at that distance, I think it would have looked more like a horse than a dog. So even though this one is a Dogman sighting report, I don't know if I would come to that conclusion. But maybe she was a little closer to it than she said. I wasn't there to see this thing. I would say maybe a big bear. So what do you think on this one? Drop me a comment down below. Now this next sighting comes out of New Brunswick, Canada, from the early to mid 1900s, maybe in the 30s or 40s, I would say. The witness says when he was a teenager, his grandfather told him about this story about a werewolf or dogman sighting that he had when he was a teenager, saying that his grandfather grew up in the woods of central New Brunswick, with it being a very remote area, even still to this very day. It's an area that survivalists like to go to now, with the witness saying that his whole family used to live out in the sticks. They lived there by hunting, fishing, trapping, and doing some logging. Now his grandfather told him that when he was a teenager, him and his older brother Duke were up early and checking their trap lines while riding an old motorbike, saying that it was early fall with frost on the grass, while the early morning mist still hung around the edge of the forest, with them stopping to roll a couple of cigarettes, with them not having any matches on them. So they dipped a piece of cloth into the gas, then ignited it using the coil wire as Duke kicked the bike over, with his grandfather telling him that the bike sounded almost like an animal call when it would be kicked over with no ignition. That's how the witness grandfather described it to him anyway, he says. Now, as they started to smoke their cigarettes, his grandfather noticed something running through the tree line, with it coming straight at them, with his grandfather first thinking that it was a bear, because of the way it was running on all fours. But once this thing was closer to his grandfather and his brother, it came to a complete stop. Then it stood straight up on two its hind legs. This is when they noticed that this wasn't a black bear, which is very common in New Brunswick. Now he says at this time his grandfather told him that this creature began to walk straight at them. As it got closer, he said that it looked like a huge werewolf. With his family being from Germany, these creatures were well known to the family. With this creature getting within 20 feet of them, then it was as if this creature just stared at them, with it then sniffing the air as if it was sniffing their smokes. Then this creature turned and hopped as it started to run off, going back deeper into the woods, with his grandfather telling him that they weren't scared at this time. Yeah, people didn't scare so easily back then. They were armed with some good rifles. I know if my family was living in an area like this, I would definitely have my rifles out with me at all times. Mainly because I have came across many bears out in the forest of North America. I have never had to kill one though. Most of the time a shot in the ground will scare them off. But I have had to use the bear spray several times due to the shot not working. Sometimes I think they can get hungry enough that they only see food. Until that spray hits them, of course. So always carry a firearm and bear spray into the deep forest with you. I know it's saved my life a few times. Now back to the sighting, with the witness saying that his grandfather told him that this creature was taller than any man that he had ever seen, with it having a very large head of a wolf, with him also telling him that this creature's eyes were of pure evil, while it also had long upright ears sitting on top of its huge head, while its hands looked to have long claws upon them, with fur that covered this animal's entire body. The witness didn't remember the color his grandfather told him the creature was, but that it did have wolf-like legs that it walked upon. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Hit that like button. Also, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe and notification bell so you can keep up with all of our latest videos. Now, this next sighting comes from a man that I have known for many years. We stay in touch by internet now. He works in Canada, but he sent me this sighting report from a man in Manitoba, Canada. The witness states that he was driving home late one night, with it being in mid-July of 2015, with him being on a long stretch of highway heading northwest, that he saw something off to the side of the road, and it was moving. So he slowed way down, not knowing what it was. He didn't want to hit an animal that could damage his car. He said that he could tell that whatever this thing was, but he knew that it was something very large. So as he kept driving slowly towards this creature, he realized that something large was eating a large animal. So at this time the witness says that he turned on his high beams so that he could get a better look, saying that he thought that it was a pack of wolves or dogs by the motion that he was seeing. The dead animals seemed to be getting ripped and torn up very good, but he wasn't for sure by what. They were a slight drop off where the animal was. Now, as the witness was around 20 to 25 feet away from this creature, its head started rising up from the carcass, saying that its head was huge. It was a head of a huge wolf, the witness thought. But once this creature's head cleared and its torso kept rising up, the witness says that this was the moment that he realized that it wasn't a wolf at all. It was a werewolf type creature. As this monster kept growing right in front of the witness, he says that he floored the gas, saying by the time he had passed this creature, it was standing fully erect, with him saying that this thing had to be 6.5 to 7 foot tall, with its head being very large, with huge canines and eyes that glowed red in his headlights. Its face had blood dripping off of it. It did have long pointed ears, while it looked to have arms and large hands. He says that he can't say what color its head was, due to all the blood that was covered it, but along its body and legs it seemed to be a dark gray, while having patches and streaks of light gray, with the witness saying that he never thought in a million years that he would ever see anything like this, that he never believed in monsters along with other things. He's still having trouble with what he saw, I think. So what do you think the witness saw that night? Was it a dogman, or could it have been something else? Sounds like a true sighting story to me, but I have to leave that up to you. So hit that like button. Also, if you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe and notification bell so you can keep up with all of our latest videos. Now, if you have the time, jump on over to teesprings.com/stores/those-endless-mysteries, where you can find you something nice and help our channel grow. So till next time, have a great day, and thanks for watching Those Endless Mysteries.